So I thought I'd do a video just doing a wash up of what I found when I was riding my GSA down from, well, basically Surrey, down on the Brittany ferries from Portsmouth down to Santander and then down here to the south of Spain. Some good things and some bad things. Just stay with it, it's only a short video. The first thing and the most obvious thing is the difference in size between the two bikes. So the Africa Twin isn't a small bike. I think it weighs 230 kilos. The GSA adds another 30 kilos onto that at least. And the weight is distributed differently as well. So the Africa Twin is tall and quite flat. If you ever lay it down on the side, it lays down quite flat. The GSA has got the boxer engine, so the piston heads are kind of horizontally opposed, and also it's got this big 30-litre tank, so it kind of holds its weight in a different way. That makes a difference, and for me, for what I do, for the kind of riding that I do, which is mainly motorways and, you know, kind of A roads, that kind of thing, works really well. One of the things that I used to notice on the Africa Twin was as you overtook a truck, you used to get pushed out by the pressure wave and then sucked back in as soon as you overtook it. That was quite spooky. You don't really get that effect on the GSA. Happens a little bit, but because I think it's got this greater mass, you just don't get that effect. And then the other time that I noticed it as well was I can remember riding to Burgos once on the AT, and there was a crosswind and it was really kind of pushing you around and it was quite stressful. And then I did a leg on this trip on the GSA where there was a similar crosswind, didn't happen again. And I'm just putting that down to the weight, and because the weight is distributed differently as well. And I'm another one of those people that's going to say, when I first saw the GSA, I was put off by its size. It's a big bike, but like most everybody else who's got a GSA says, as soon as you get on it, it kind of all disappears. And it's really quite astounding how such a big bike becomes so manoeuvrable, even at kind of slow speeds too. So I think the total journey was around 22 hours in the seat, and I did a leg going from Barcelona to Cordoba, which was 10.5 hours. The seat's fine. So I can remember doing long legs on the Africa Twin, and at the end of the day, I would be numb. And I didn't have that effect on the GSA. I think some of that is because of the horizontally opposed pistons. It just vibrates the bike in a side to side as opposed to an up and down way, and also the seat's fine, so there's no problem at all with the seat. Somebody my size and my shape, I find the BMW seat works really well. Just as an aside, the way that I've got it set up is it's a standard bike. I'm 5'11", about 180 centimeters. I've got the seat on its low position, and then if you know that the way that the seat is adjusted, it has some kind of rubber bungs, and I've got a couple of the rubber bungs that have got the offset hole. They cost less than a tenner off eBay, which drops it down by another 15 mil. So I can flat foot the bike, and as I said, I'm about 180 centimeters. This is that Puig screen. There's a video about that. I've just taken it off just to clean it. Screen's fine. It's a little bit taller than the standard screen. I had no buffeting whatsoever, no problem at all with that. On the motorways, I was doing 75, 80. If I saw a cheap screen support stand, I know that you can get them, I'd pick one up, but it's not the end of the world. It's not on the top of my list to buy. It was absolutely fine. Okay, biggest disappointment so far, SatNav 6. I think this is old technology, and I can see why it was needed at the time. I think the interface is clunky. I think the screen is slow. I know that some people have had the problem with the ghosting. As a fully independent device which has got its own screen and its own power and a library of maps, yeah, I can kind of see the need for that, but I just don't think that it is. I just don't think that is needed today. Your phones are faster, the screens are better, the interfaces is better. You can download maps, and what you can get now is you can get a holder for a phone that clips into this holder for your sat nav on the bike, and I think I'll be getting one of those. Particularly disappointing for me was when I came off the boat in Santander and was looking to get onto the motorway to take me down to Borja, Zaragoza way. It was rerouting and rerouting and rerouting and rerouting, and I kind of got the arse with it, so switched it off. Something that's worth spending time setting up is your TFT device and its connections with the other things that you're using. So your TFT device will connect with the SatNav 6, it'll connect with your headset in your helmet, and obviously it'll connect with your phone. I'm almost there with my SatNav 6, with my TFT connection. There's a sequence to do it where you bring on each device in a certain time so that it doesn't interfere with the other one, and I'm kind of there. What it meant was that as I was going along, I could listen to podcasts and listen to music. I still have this problem with an updating message where I don't get to see my full playlists or my full list of album tracks or my full list of artists. I don't know what the story is with that, but I'll get there at some point. What it means is that there's a wheel device on the left-hand grip, which means that you can spool through the menus on the TFT device, and you can listen to music, and you can skip tracks, again using the wheel device on the grip. That's really useful, and it kind of works well, and I can't wait until it works perfectly. What else can I say about that? Oh yeah, so that also means that you can get navigation via your headset if you're using Google Maps or Apple or whatever other navigation app that you use. And the other thing that you should have a look at is the BMW Connected app, and I think I've got a couple of pictures coming up on this. That allows you to record your trips that you do. It uses GPS, it overlays them on a map, it records lean angle and max revs, and it can record maximum speed. Really useful. And you can also, that also has a navigation setting, so you can find a location and that will send the location details through to the TFT. And then there's a navigation option in the TFT, so you can get your navigation prompts via the TFT, and it will also give you a voice alert as well as through your earphone. So potentially there's 3 different ways that you can get navigation. SatNav 6, if you're a fan of SatNav 6, you can get it through Google Maps or Apple Maps via your headset, or you can get it through the TFT device using the BMW Connected app. BMW Connected app is pretty good, so get used to that. The bike comes with heated grips. There's 2 levels on the heated grips. On one of the legs that I did this time from Borja going to Barcelona, it was really cold. It was like 2 degrees. I didn't have a pair of winter gloves with me, idiot. And my hands were cold. My feet never got cold because of the way that the Boxer engine works, so your feet never get cold, but yeah, my hands could have been warmer. My own fault, really, and no one really else to blame but myself. So I think that's about it. For me, the move to the GSA kind of really worked. It made those long legs more comfortable. What it does make me realise, or does make me think, is I should have had a go of one of those RTs, you know, the 1200 touring bikes, because I bet you they're pretty good. I can imagine them being pretty good. And for me, I'm probably not going to be doing a lot of off-road. I didn't do any off-road on my Africa Twin, save for a few kind of gravel tracks to get to places. Exactly the same on the GSA. I can't imagine that I'm going, you know, through Africa on it, but you never know. So probably what I will do in the next 12 months is have a go of one of those touring bikes just to see what those like. I can imagine they'll be pretty good. If you've got any questions, just let me know. Thanks again for listening to this, and thanks for following me. It's appreciated. Take care. Bye.